Push the weight and now flex. Flex alive is 1 in the 6. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker hot stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. It's time to bleed. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Let's get to this roll call because I don't want to waste a moment. Michael Fleming, Skinny Too Litty. Rich, my brother. Thomas, my brother, what's good? Anwar Willis in the building, not at 86 early in that super chat. Says salute Drew and salute to the mighty LDBC. Salute to you, good brother. Stormy B-Man in here with everything. Y'all make sure you go subscribe to all 3 of his channels. Kung Fu Temple Entertainment and Temple and what is that? Temple Content. They got the words bundled up here on this damn stream, y'all. My bad. D4L, salute. Rashard Livingston. The real Shelton in the building. Robert Singleton, Stillwater Boxing. The CDB. Main Biker. I'm mad they got y'all names jumbled up on the stream, y'all. My bad, y'all. Main Biker. Ern Jordan. Mr. Big Play, excuse me. Perfect Black. My brother Mind of Mansa Musa. Andrew Gray. Shaquilla Fields in the building. Salute. Jose, what's good? What's good? Yup. Best Pugilist. Dow Big G. Jalen Hudson. Brother Reef. I am Waffle. Salute. Let's get to the smoke immediately. A lot of you, HMC, salute. A lot of you have a preconceived notion in reference to my feelings towards Tank Davis. Black Gun Owner, salute. Abdul, what up? I remember I asked Keho, I said, why do you think I don't like Tank Davis in the chat? And his response was, because of Devin Haney. And that's far from the truth. It's so far from the truth. I like those brothers equally once upon a time. Well, I just want to see who's better between them. That's all. There's nothing personal. I say the same thing about Anthony Joshua. I said, hey, man, you know, you got this brother over here with 3 belts. You got our brother over here, 1 belt. You know, it's USA all day. You know what I'm saying? Over here. But may the best man win. That's all I said, man. I said, hey, man, you know, I don't like, it's no animosity towards Anthony, you know. If he win, he win. But I would like to see him get in there. And he never got in there. And my feelings towards him as a professional boxer got progressively worse with each passing year. And then he has the nerve to open up his mouth and say, we'll freeze him out. And y'all know the story. I told it 1,000,000 times. I said, man, you know, F this guy, man. And I see the family coming in, man. Smash the like button, like the video, hype the video. We are our own algorithm. Let's not leave it up to Miguel and his boyfriend Jerome to do anything for us. I appreciate y'all. Jeff Spark, Eric Jordan, Hen Dog, DOG, Dirt Gang Boss, Mark Hairston. Brother Dean in the building, salute. Tim TV, the Rollie, salute. Dirt Gang, salute. That's all that was with Anthony Joshua, you know? And it was the same thing with Tank. But then when I started to see the talent and the hype didn't match the resume, I started to ask questions. For our sniper, salute. I started to ask questions, and I've yet to get those questions answered. That's all that was. It was competitive. That's all that was. I'm like, yo, just prove you the best. You got Shakur over here. You got Devin over here. T.O. over there. Loma over there. He didn't do anything. So when I asked K-Ho, that question, he said, Devin, I'm like, all right, well, you don't listen to me like you think you do. Like you say you do. Like you run to your channel and sneak diss people, or now you saying by name or whatever it is you're doing. You really don't know me, dude. But here we are, January 15th. And here this knuckle dragger go again. Now, how many times you heard me say I don't wish this type of thing on any black athlete? Because I know that's coming. I know James is going to sneak in here with another account talking about drop a link, and he wants to defend this. Now, I'm going to say this, like I say to all the other tanker maniacs. Tay-Tay, good morning, Queen. At this point, if you're defending him, because these are no longer allegations. They had a whole press conference, and I went to a page that held it. There was MF is in there talking about it was an AI press conference. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Brother Code, salute. Can you believe that? It's not AI. This is really happening. MJ, what up? And they had to release the U.S. Marshals on this dude. Please turn yourself in, bro. Let me explain something to you. I'm not, there's an element of comedy behind certain things I do, especially with these memes. But in all seriousness, Tank, go turn yourself in right now, bro. Don't give these cats a reason to run up on you and for them to say that you was acting violent, for them to start blicking you off, man. That's what I don't want. I can deal with you, Freedom's March, salute. I could deal with you being a Buddhist and not fighting your contemporaries, because I'll just talk about that. What I'll have a problem with is if we have breaking news and you're gunned down in a hail of bullets and they're saying, hey, he was being violent. And magically there's no body cams. Or the body cam is too shaky. Oh, you see right there, that blur? That was him raising his fist. Yeah, he was also 10 feet away from you. Oh, he was coming right for us, unarmed, and we got to deal with that. I promise you, I don't want to deal with that. Because at this point, what I need you Tank fans to do, other than grow up, this is serious. Thank you, Brother Reef. This is in Florida, too. Please don't mess around, Javonta. Don't play with those dudes down there, man. Go turn yourself in before something bad happened to you. Eric H says it took 3 months to bring charges after the original complaint. I don't know what's going on with there. I'm not going to, well, Jeremy, what up? I can only suspect that he probably missed a mediation. I could suspect, because I don't know. I could suspect that they were trying to sit down and come up with how much do you want to pay this chick so she can shut up and make this go away type thing. But after a while, it gets to a point where it goes beyond mediation. And it's like, hold on. This is out your hands now. Now it becomes the state of Florida versus Javonte Davis, because we've seen this video. 88, what up? We've seen the video, and I don't care what she's willing to settle for. I don't care if it's $3 million. It's out your hands now because we see the crime now. So we don't care what's going on with her. We have to press, the state of Florida have to press charges on this guy. We kept telling y'all this video. Blue told y'all this video. Oh, why ain't the video been released? They be released right away. They do it when they want to do it. The cops got right on the goddamn podium and said, we've seen the video. Her complaint substantiates everything we've seen in the video. For them to hit him with charges of kidnapping. What are we talking about here? Once again, this monkey's in trouble. And what I'm saying right now, I also said that there's a possibility he could be innocent because hoes be lying all the time. I said that. You also heard me say that I don't want this for him. But I could not want this for him. All I want, he keeps doing this shit. It's ridiculous at this point. And I'm going to get to all the super chats and everything at the end. I appreciate them. I'll get them at the end. I just can't. I don't want to lose my train of thought. St. Louis Mix, salute. This is crazy. In Florida, it doesn't get no further below the Mason-Dixon line than that. Florida's the only place where I saw 2 gun stores next to a water park. Swear to God. I was like, what the? It did. Look, I'm from up north, bro. I'm not used to that. You don't want no smoke with anybody in the state of Florida. They got balls. You be like, get out of my way. Get out of my way. And it'd be a 4-foot tall, Oompa Loompa looking dude. You're like, why he not scared? You know why? Sig Sauer, P226, right in your forehead. Any could shoot. You will not finish your sentence. Guns and Bibles. And he down there with this up north, East Coast mentality, running in the clubs, grabbing on chicks. And he has a reputation of doing that. You better hope to God he don't run into Judge Dredd down there. You know what a Judge Dredd is, right? Y'all know the character Judge Dredd? Y'all know what that is? They were judge, jury, and executioner if need be. Right there in the street. He was more than a cop. He was a judge. If he runs into a Judge Dredd down there, it's over for him. I don't want that. Javante, just answer the warrant. They literally got the U.S. Marshals after him. Am I hearing this? I heard the news yesterday. I was like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, salute, Queen. I was like, wait, whoa. No, he's not on the run like that. He's not on the run. Today, turn yourself in before one of these overzealous cracker-ass crackers puts a hot one in your chest. And now we on here screaming. Bro, you know what, man? You hear me talking, right? You hear me talking, right? All right. Okay. I don't want this for him. But what am I to do? How am I supposed to take it if he wants it for himself? In what universe did he think this was okay? And this is another conversation because I don't know. Maybe somebody who's more familiar with the law side of things could let me know. Is this going to affect, isn't he already on probation? Is this a violation of his probation? What if in the midst of this, he has to go back to Baltimore, wherever the first one happened, and he says, look, man, I just needed you to stay out of trouble for 2 years or so. I don't know how long it was. Scorpio, what up? Rod Neal, salute. Eric O says, yes. Hey, I don't know. And I want Copper, salute. And I want you, and look. Y'all put that coat on me. You hate Tank. I said, all right, you want to go with that? Hating Tank, I never knew how, asking all of these boxers to fight their contemporary was translated to hate. But fine. Okay, so I hate Tank. Fine. His behavior outside the ring has affected his career. Remember, Jake Paul was really going to fight him for $40 million. Enoch, salute, brother. And he messed it up with this bottle girl situation. And then insult to injury, he only knew this girl for what, 5 or 6 months or something? Did I hear that right? It was under half a year he knew this chick, and that was his girl, and he's running over to a strip club and yoking her up. You could train this kid to be an absolute boxing savant in the ring, but he doesn't know how to handle women. You wifed up a bottle girl, my man? That, you know what? I don't want to go off on that. That's something else. Yeah, Thomas, you get it. The movie U.S. Marshals, Tommy Lee Jones. First one, it's a spinoff. That movie U.S. Marshals is a spinoff because his same crew was chasing around Harrison Ford. Forgot the name of that movie. Chasing around. Remember the scene? I didn't kill my wife. Tommy said, I don't care. And he jumped out the damn pipe and down the goddamn dam, the water dam, The Fugitive. Thank you. Steve-O, salute. They like that character so much they put him in a sequel. And in the sequel, U.S. Marshals, they chasing around who? Wesley Snipes. So this is the third installment. Now they done resurrected him. He's chasing Tank Davis. And that's the only fucking joke I'm telling today. Well, maybe not. JR Boxing, salute. And still, salute. Ultimate Fight Club News. I'm disappointed in this kid, man. I thought he was better than this. I thought he was better than this. I really did. ATX, what up? This kid is stupid. When Jake Paul said, you're my bitch, I'm paying you, he says, that's facts? That's facts? Yeah, bro, you didn't know? You didn't know that was your fact? Yeah, bend the knee for Jake Paul, but when Turkey Out of Sheik offered $50 million for you and Dev to split to fight in Saudi, you asked for 2 Ferraris. And your fan base said, good, Tank, you don't have to bend the knee, but you bent it for Jake Paul. And you couldn't even get that right. TP Rocker said the fugitive. The fugitive. The few, the proud, the idiots. Those are Tank fans. This kid has to grow up. Now, I know y'all are looking at this and y'all saying, hey, man, Tank ain't gonna get no time. You know, that's always a possibility. But you know something? I don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't. They might sit his ass down, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Oh, this is gonna spill into my live tomorrow, Rashad. I'm glad you said that. My live tomorrow is gonna be a continuation of this. Glad you said Floyd, because everything Floyd touches dies. Adrian Broner, Tank Davis. Everybody pray for Kamel Moton. Somebody get that kid away from this dude, man. Get that kid away from this dude. Get Kamel away from Floyd, man. Get him away now before the inevitable happens. You see why Bill and Devin got away from that dude? You see why? They wanted Devin. They didn't even want Tank. Tank was sloppy seconds. Tank was the fat bitch at the club at 3 in the morning. And you done struck out with the bad bitch, but her fat friend wants to get that off. So it's like, well, you know, it's 3 in the morning. She don't require any drinks. I could work with it, whatever. That's what that was. It's disgusting. Let me take a moment to read what we got in. Eric Jordan says, Holy Ish, Miguel Jerome, and the Machine and the Ninjas in blue wants Tank lockup. Damn, you can't make this ish up. It's disappointing, but Tank is gonna you know, he's going to freak off. Tank is done, bro. What do I always say, though? Sometimes you don't have to say a word. You don't have to lift a finger. Just let it play out. The year just got started, and this motherfucker got the U.S. Marshals on his bumper. What are we talking about here? Now, did I do this? No. All Drew Titan wanted him to do was prove that he's the best. That's all. I didn't say anything. Oh, I hope he gets shot. I ain't putting up tweets saying I hope he died. Like that fool over in Chicago somewhere, Richie Valens, putting up tweets that say, I hope Devin dies. Never said that about Tank. Never. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference in support here. Y'all are in love with this kid. It don't get no more street than this. This dude, this is the ultimate street cred, isn't it? Isn't it? This kid has the U.S. Marshals. This kid has the U.S. Marshals on his bumper. You don't get no more hood than that, right? Y'all celebrating this? Let me guess. The chick is wrong and the law is wrong. Right? You know, it's funny. At the height of the Devin Haney, rock, salute, brother. I missed your call. I'm gonna call you later, brother. At the height of the Devin and Tank thing, because I'm not even thinking about that fight. It's never gonna happen, right? If it happens, it's gonna be like 5 years down the road when Tank needs the bread and he's out of prison. And he's gonna get his ass beat badly. And then y'all can run around and say, oh, well, you know, he went to prison and that's why that happened. You know, the Mike Tyson argument, a lot of y'all were young. Y'all don't understand, but I'm going to take y'all through it. Salute to JB, and in that super chat salute, he says, Tank needs to educate himself so he can get a higher caliber of women. One that's not, that's not going to call him a virgin ass nigga when she mad and he's triggered. No man should get triggered by a woman's words. How do you trigger a YN? You insult his pockets and his penis. You little dick broke nigga. But at no time do they consider, man, I was calling you at 3 hours, like 3 in the morning, and you was flying over, you're hopping in Ubers to bang me in the staircase. So at some point, you like this little D. I only bought you McDonald's, and you was comfortable with that. When I got tired of you, now all of a sudden you all over social media trying to drag me? Can't do that. Well, I'll let that speak for itself. I'll let your girlfriends tell you. Yeah, he had a little D, he was broke, but I remember you was flat leaving us. We was going to the club, and you was going over to see him for 2 minutes. Going to the club smelling like all kinds of Disney with that drool on the side of your mouth. You ain't just wake up. You ain't clean up. You ain't just wake up. You ain't clean up. And these are the shorties that y'all be rocking with. No shorty should be able to get you off your game or make her say something to make you want to punch her in the face. Your biggest response is leaving her alone. I didn't have a block button growing up. I literally had to block a bitch like, hey, whoa. We ain't talking no more? Goodbye. I was notorious for leaving chicks standing there talking to themselves. Once that head gets the wagon and they raising their voice and they're making a scene, I'm like, okay, moonwalk. Michael Jackson. I'd moonwalk, then do a 180 turn and walk away. Do not call me. My greatest invention, my favorite invention in the 90s was called caller ID. Y'all take advantage of that. We could see when people call, I ain't gonna answer, or I could just block them or whatever. No. We ain't had that luxury. The phone ring, you in your bedroom, you look, you're like, damn, that could be her. But now, I'm trying to get up with the fellas and we going out to the titty bar, whatever. You answer the phone, it's a gamble. It's a gamble. When I had that little white box, that call ID, I loved it. I'm like, oh, there she is. I ain't answering. Ratchet, salute. Eric Jordan back in that super chat. He says, I bet Tank Frank still won't hold Tank accountable. No, they're not. They're not. They're on there. Like I said, right now, today, all the Tank Franks, it's the government's fault. It's law enforcement's fault. It's the white man's fault. The black man in uniform with the black sister standing behind him that did the press conference. They're coons. We're coons. We're not real black. The LDBC, we're not really black. Man, you're going to hear it all. What do I tell y'all? Time reveals all truth, and the lie's nothing but the long way to the truth. And here this dude go. Hell yeah, Junior. He saw Tommy Lee walk up on me, said, yo, I'm out. Go subscribe to my brother Junior the Truth, man. He, every morning with the daily word. It's going to be everyone else's fault but this kid's. And I know he's in his 30s, but he's a grown adolescent. He looks like what we call the perfect perp. Tattoos everywhere, tattoos on his face. Doesn't have a grasp of the English language, and he's running around worth millions of dollars. A white man can't wait to put a bullet in his back. And y'all gonna be on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter talking about he ain't deserve it, and y'all gonna have to deal with those ghost accounts talking about, well, a cop's job is hard, and his fists are certified lethal weapon, so the cop ain't gonna fight him, so he had to use DPI, DPF, deadly physical force. Y'all have those arguments. I'm beyond that. Because here we are. This is me telling you, I told you so. I told you that this dude will not let you down. He's going to be back in there or back in the news for something other than boxing. I told y'all that. And again, I did not want this for him. But you know what? Remember when I sat here and said, I've seen this before? His name was Mike Tyson. As a matter of fact, Mike Tyson, when they went to him and said, yeah, doesn't Tank Davis remind you of you? He said, half of me. Well, not really. Oh, you talking about, I was going to say with the arrest and the criminal records, but that's about it. Exactly. That's where they're similar. I've seen this before. Now let's walk this back. In the 90s, I told y'all stories about Mike Tyson and his entourage going to clubs like the Tunnel. I think I saw him at the China Club one day. That story that Fat Joe told about how he went to the Tunnel and they wouldn't let Joe in. And Mike rolled up and said, Joe, why you standing outside? I said, yeah, man, it's a fire hazard. They won't let me in. Fire hazard? Nah, we're going to get you inside. And he went up to that 6'6" bouncer and started chasing that bouncer all in between parked cars. I mean, you a bouncer, but that's the heavyweight champion of the world. That's Mike Tyson, man. You don't want no smoke with that. But what did I tell you? Now, that's a real story. I wasn't there, but people that saw it came back to the block and was talking about it. I was like, huh? Oh. So when Joe, decades later, is telling the story, I said, oh, shit. I forgot about that. That really did happen. But what did I tell you when Mike rolled up at those clubs? Sometimes when you ain't getting the club, the place to be was around the club. Why? There's girls coming out. There's girls coming in. The drug dealers in their Nissan Maxima, in their Lexuses back in the day in the 90s, the official drug dealer car was a Nissan Maxima, the box version. And you bagged the bitches. I told y'all Mike was a bully, but he knew who to bully. I heard them niggas. Yeah, Mike come over here with that dumb shit. Yeah, all right, we ain't fighting that nigga. But they ain't moving either. So I said, let me walk my ass to the other side of the street before Mike come over there feeling himself and get Swiss cheesed. They were not playing. But you know what? Mike knows it. Mike is a street nigga. And real recognizes real. Press comes in here and says, keep it boxing. Is getting chased by the U.S. Marshals boxing press. You see what I'm talking about? I'd love to talk boxing. But Tank's on a run from the U.S. fucking Marshals. What part of the game is this? Don't say anything else, young man. Just listen. I'm making a point. You just got here. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Mike Tyson knew who to do it to, so he wasn't as crazy as y'all put out. I seen it with my own two eyes. Fast forward sometime a year or two later, he gets in trouble with that chick. What was that bitch name? What's her name? Desiree Washington? That lying ass hoe. She's a liar. I believe everything that happened between them was consensual. But why do you think Mike got sat down? He's fighting Miss Green in the street. Miss Green's eye was swollen for 2 years. He's getting into car accidents. He's married to Robin Givens, and they had that god-awful interview with Oprah. I think it was Oprah. And he sat there like a goddamn mannequin. I was like, what the hell is this? Got into a fight with her and her mom behind the scenes, threw them out the house. He was getting into trouble. Look it up. He was getting into trouble a lot. Some of it didn't even make the news, but there was a lot. He talks about it. He's having sex with tons of women. Eric Jordan, that super chat, he says, Tank is the hello monkey screaming Baltimore. I'll get to it, brother. Let me just finish my train of thought. What I'm saying is, the thing that Mike should have walked away from, the thing, and I know in the neighborhoods, we were like, this is a slam dunk. She's lying. Why would she go to his room at like 3, 4 in the morning or something like that? What did she think was gonna happen? I mean, she went there specifically, but the law states we don't know what happened in that room other than sexual contact and what she says. Is it really gonna be his word against hers? Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. And what did Mike represent? Think about what I'm saying. What did Mike represent? He was the most powerful figure at that time. Music, it was Michael Jackson. Basketball, it was Michael Jordan. Boxing, it was Mike Tyson. The 3 Mikes. We were running shit. Andrew Toppin, salute. He says, what's up, Drew in chat? Salute to you, good brother. Thank you. The heavyweight champion in the world represents power. He had fame, he had fortune, and he was the most feared man in that ring at that time. And he so happened to be what? Black. From what? Brooklyn. When I tell you they couldn't wait to take him down, this was their opportunity. Now here's the deal. I firmly believe what happened in that room, that bedroom with that woman, was consensual. But she said, it's time to come up. Time to make some bread. And she did that. K-Rod, salute. She did that. And the unthinkable happened because we was around here like, nah, he can't. He can't. They ain't gonna, no, because it's a toss-up. 50% could say he did it. The other 50% could say no. They might hit him with a fine. He might have to pay her $10 million. And, nope, they locked his ass up. We were like, what? They locked him up. They couldn't wait to do that because he was the face of boxing. Uh-oh. Now we're going to get into it. Y'all say Tank's the face of boxing? Y'all think Tank Davis represents everything that Mike Tyson represented in the 90s? Y'all want to put that on him now? What Mike got locked up for was Fugazi. The difference here is these motherfuckers say that they got video. Now, when you go to court and you have to defend yourself, it's real hard to defend yourself against video. And when her lawyer is making the case, his whole history is going to come up. The hit and run with the pregnant chick. Everything he's put out on Twitter, everything he said, how it could be interpreted. And they're going to interpret it for the wrong reason. They're going if it could be interpreted whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, the only people that it's a good thing to is you dumbass Tank Davis fans that enabled the dumb shit. Y'all didn't tell this dude to chill. He don't listen to y'all anyway. He don't like y'all. He says what he wants to say. I thought you was Muslim. Nope. What happened to that? Abdul Rahid? Nope. A few years ago, this is him yanking up some girl out of a basketball game. And you got old niggas that came on my panel that said he was trying to keep us safe because a riot would have breaked out. And if that's your woman, you take control. You see what I mean? An old nigga came on my panel and said that. You remember that? Just let them talk. And now, here we are. Now, here we are. But I know. The U.S. Marshals are wrong. The law is wrong. Everybody wrong but him. Y'all enable this dude. Mike Tyson was surrounded by a bunch of enablers. He was a multi-millionaire, a popular figure. People loved him for what he did in the ring. All he had to do was what? Stay out the clubs. Stop being around these women. Stop being around these fake-ass friends that are in your pocket. Yeah, Mike. Let's go to the club, Mike. Bottle service, Mike. Where were they when he got locked up? I know the story. I don't know anybody directly involved, but I knew people who knew people that were directly involved. There were some niggas that just disappeared. Oh, Mike gone? All right. I guess I got to go to work now. Those type of niggas. Yeah. But you know what I always said? It ain't sports talking that super chat. He said Tank fans gonna be like, Drew, you tripping. That's AI. This isn't real. Tank at home chilling. Yeah. I wish his whole life was AI. I bet he wishes it was AI. They're gonna say the video, right? Press says, why the U.S. Marshals involved in this? Don't ask me, brother. Do the research, man. Just do the research. I was minding my business yesterday, and this news came across my feed. I said, what the fuck? And it was from ESPN. It was from ESPN. I said, come on, man. Do you know when the U.S. Marshals come looking for you, they could blast you and justify it? Tank needs to be at some police station turning himself in right now. I don't care if it's a security guard booth at a parking lot. Hey, man, call 911. I'm turning myself in. Hey, man, I got Tank Davis at my security booth sitting down. Could you send the cops, please? Go turn your dumb ass in, man, before something stupid happens to you. Stupid meaning somebody gonna shoot you, stupid. I can't believe this kid. Worth all these millions of dollars, and he got the goddamn U.S. Marshals chasing him around. This is stupid. And this was all beyond, this was within his control, man. This is no longer up for discussion. This is embarrassing. This is what I'm talking about. I would love to talk about his boxing career, but he ain't doing nothing. He ain't fighting his contemporaries. Even right now, I'm going to come back and fight Isak Cruz. I've said, what? Why fight Lamont Roach? He's coming off a draw against Cruz. And it was a draw for him too. And matter of fact, he beat Cruz. What? I said, oh, well, here we go again. I'm going to cut it down as soon as it's signed. Now we might not even get there. So you fuck off Jake Paul, and now you fucked off a fight that I ain't want to see anyway. But I don't want you dead? What's going on here? if you're still defending this kid, there's legitimately something wrong with you. How many Tank fans said, hey, man, go get some help, brother. You doing too much. Stay off of Twitter. You doing too much. Stay off of the internet. Because the one time he posts something on the internet, I see this. Ha! Gay! What the fuck? What was that? Yo, look, man. This kid had an undiagnosed nervous breakdown like Kanye West did, and he needs help. He needs help. Press, I'm gonna tell you one more time, check the temperature of the fucking room, man. I'm really not talking boxing this morning. I need this kid to turn himself in before the U.S. Marshals put a fucking cap in his ass. And the only argument for Tank for the rest of his life, will be, if he survives, will be, oh, he would have beat this guy. He would have beat that guy. And 20 years down the road, God willing, I'm alive. My shit will be, well, if he could have beat him, he would have fought him. And I stand on that. He's the A side. He could have made all those. He could have made any fight he wanted. Even Jake Paul. I don't give a fuck if Cruz and Lamont canceled each other out. I know that Tank beat Cruz, and he should have been fighting him. He should have been threatening to fight him again. He did not beat Lamont Roach. He's supposed to run that back. Remember? Get it back in blood. Ain't it so funny how these snappy remarks disappear or they apply to where you wanted to apply? And then the truth comes out. He did not beat Lamont Roach. In fact, I thought Lamont Roach beat him. What he did was bite Lamont Roach on the right side, on the left side of his neck. We all saw that. Blackula T-U, T-E-W, T-E-W. This is disgusting. We kept telling you this boy need help. What? See you tomorrow. The news is out. Let me tell you how. Let me show you this ridiculous. Let me tell you how ridiculous this kid is. Let me show you how ridiculous this kid is. Stop calling him a fugitive unless you have docs, marshals get involved for, I'm reading it house written, for routine warrants or probation enforcement. Headlines aren't evidence. I just said they had a whole press conference and they issued a warrant for his arrest. And they said the U.S. Marshals are looking for him. They said this. We didn't make this up, press. I told you to research it. And you're coming in here justifying this. This is why Tank is doing what he does. He has fans like this in abundance. And mind you, notice that Prez removed Tank Davis as his avatar. And who he has there holding up a wad of money? Mike Tyson. Now let me get back to that. Let me get back to that. Mike went to jail on some bullshit, but going to jail for him at that time was the best thing for him. It's never on your time, it's on God's time, whether you're a believer or not. Things happen for a reason, because I'm telling you right now, the way Mike was moving, out of eye shot to y'all, a lot of y'all don't live in New York, but I used to see this motherfucker out and about on the weekends. And he was a bully. He was. It was only a matter of time before he scared the shit out of somebody that clearly wasn't going to fight him, but they were going to shoot his ass. And we'd have been having a whole other conversation. I ain't want that for Mike. So in hindsight, him going to prison was more than likely the best thing for him. And this might be the case for Tank. The difference is, I believe what Mike got pinched for, I don't think he did it. I think the chick lied, but that's over with now. In this instance, they have him on video doing this situation, and they can support him having a track record, a reputation of putting his hands on women. And he's a repeat offender is what I'm saying. He's guilty of all of it. And now they got the U.S. Marshals on his ass. This is ridiculous. Turn yourself in, go to trial, and if they go sit your ass down, sit your ass down. Get some fucking help. Don't you see this kid need therapy? Didn't he tell you he wanted therapy? Didn't he tell you that? He told you that. You don't believe me?
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything out of me where so I don't never think about fighting again. I don't think about even getting angry, you know what I mean? Because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
For all y'all know, God might be removing him from boxing. He might be, destined for a greater purpose. You don't know. What happened when Mike came back to boxing? He fought for some money, right? Millisecond salute. He fought for some money. He gave you Peter McNeely. He didn't give you Ike Abiabuchi because he fucked around and went to prison. He didn't give you Chris Bird. He didn't give you David Tua, George Foreman. He gave you Evander Holyfield. He lost and then he bit him. And eventually we got Lennox Lewis and we saw how that ended up. Mike is better now. But I already did the show about his record. Because how I'm talking today was how I was talking back then. I said, yo, y'all, Mike isn't fun to watch, but hey, he could be doing this, he could be doing that. And then when Mike went to prison and came out and started getting his ass beat, what do you think everyone was saying? Oh man, he lost a step because he went to prison. I said, no, that's bullshit. When he went to prison, everybody was working. Evander Holyfield almost got knocked out like twice when he went to, matter of fact, he did get knocked out. He fought Riddick Bowe 3 times. I seen him get buzzed in several fights. He lost to Michael Moore the first time. He was getting beat around the fucking ring. Mike was preserved in prison. He wasn't fighting. He didn't balloon up to 500 pounds in prison. He was in shape. Matter of fact, when he came out of prison, that was the best shape I ever seen him in. He had a 6-pack when he got out of prison. What are you talking about? Don't make excuses for him. Everybody was working when he got locked up. That's what I'm saying. I look at Tank Davis. I've seen this story before. Talking all that trash, nothing but contemporaries, but it's worse with Tank. Talking, all his contemporaries are surrounded by him. His team says he beats up light heavyweights in sparring and everything. I'm like, all right, well, what's the problem him fighting Devin and T.O. and all these other guys? And all I heard was excuses. Tank too small. I said, man, get out of town, man. I'm done. I'm done. Yo, you guys are like ridiculous. You guys are ridiculous. The excuses you make for this kid. Now the U.S. Marshals is on his ass, and literally they're making excuses for the news is out here. I'm not making this up. What, Prez, you thought I made this up? I didn't make this up. I was minding my business yesterday, and it came across my newsfeed from ESPN. I said, wait, what? I'm turning my phone on sideways. I said, this don't say U.S. Marshals. This don't say that. It did. This is a problem. Don't get mad at me. I'm reporting the news. And I'm saying I don't want this for this dude. If the marshals gotta get him, they're coming with their guns out. They don't know his mental state. Nothing. They know he's a boxer and he's nice with it. They ain't fighting him. They're blasting first. That's why I'm saying, Tank, go turn yourself in right now, man. Don't even play with these dudes. Get your people, hop in a car, go to a police precinct and turn yourself in. Just say, yo, I'm here, man. I don't want no smoke. And let the Lord be the law. Y'all walking around blaming everybody but this kid. He's doing this shit. Teofimo Lopez is a racist. I don't see him in trouble like this. And y'all had the nerve to say, hey, Devin trying to be like Tank. Huh? Like this? I don't think so. Look, Devin got baby mama problems too. Yep. And you know what he did? He took that bitch to court, didn't he? Some shit. I didn't get involved in that. But she tried to run her mouth and paint a picture. Nuh-uh. He got his legal team on that. She is very quiet now, right? Right. He did it correctly. You know what Tank would have did? Ran into the house and started strangling her. There's an adult way of handling things. This kid is in his 30s with 2 daughters and he's still choking bitches at a goddamn strip club. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. You don't sue in boxing. I beg to differ. That's some bullshit y'all made up. Delano said, then why don't, I'm going to read it how it's written. Then why don't help the brother then Drew the marshals come when there is a broken warrant or dangerous suspect, which because he is a boxer who hands a license. I don't understand your statement. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why don't help the brother? Who? Unique Dawn, salute. What do you mean by this? Why don't help the brother? What do you mean? By that first statement, what do you mean? Are you talking about me? Why don't I help the brother? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're asking me? Why don't I help the brother? I couldn't talk to him. Thank you, Thomas. Me helping him is saying, yo, Tank, go turn yourself in. But he don't listen to me. Guess what? He don't even like me because I'm not a fan. You're a fan and he don't even like you either. Uh-oh. Where's the lie? Tell me, where's the lie? You don't like me? An arrest warrant has been issued for boxer Gervonta Davis on charges of battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping related to an alleged domestic violence incident in October. The Miami Gardens Police Department is actively working with the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force to locate and apprehend him. Did I make that up? That was the news. Detroit, my brother, salute. Copper, salute. I ain't make that up. It's the news. I'm on here saying, dude, go turn yourself in. Don't even play with these dudes. Don't even play with them. Hold on, let me find something. Tank Davis arrest warrant. Look at this. Fight Hub talking about it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Cause I'm a hater and shit right now. I'm on here making fun of the situation, right? That's what you think I'm doing? Okay.
An alarming arrest. Boxer Gervonta Davis is now in trouble with the law once again. Authorities issuing a warrant for his arrest today.
And the well-known boxer is facing domestic violence charges involving a former girlfriend. And Local 10's Roy Ramos live in Miami Gardens with more on what we know so far. Roy?
Calvin and Nicole, investigators say that the victim tells them she was not involved in a relationship with Davis at the time that this all allegedly happened, but did show up to the Miami Gardens Police Department with injuries after she claims that Davis abused her.
An arrest warrant has been issued for Gervonta Bryant Davis.
Professional boxer Gervonta "Tank" Davis once again finding himself on the wrong side of the law and once again on charges that stem from an alleged domestic violence incident.
Battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping.
Miami Gardens police said it was October 29th. A woman claiming to be involved in an intimate relationship with Davis since 2022 arrived at the police department with her lawyer alleging Davis physically abused her.
The victim reported sustaining minor injuries, including visible bruising to her left arm at the time the report was made, and she sought medical attention.
Okay. Do I work for that news cast? Do I? No. So I guess all those niggas over there, they're coons though, right? They need to let Gervonta run amok and do what he do, right? Shorty said that wasn't even my man when that happened. What is he doing? That's not your girl, bro. How at this point in history, are some of you dudes allowing women to make you go nuts? Like, don't y'all know a lot of men are in jail or dead over kitty cat that they had no control over? Do you understand that? Yeah, Delano, listen, he's the millionaire. He can get kitty cat from anywhere. In what universe does her coochie make you lose your mind that you go down to the club and put mitts on her? That's ego. And Delano, a lot of you cats don't have your ego under control. When I was coming up, a chick had to tell me one thing disrespectful one time, and I just stopped fucking with her. It was that simple. Oh, really? That's how you feel? All right, cool. What do you think happens a week later, a month later? Hey, big head. Yo, I'm sorry. Yo, I'm done. I'm plowing your best friend the whole time. I'm cool with it. Y'all cannot defend this dude anymore. Y'all never could. I kept telling y'all this. He's a victim of his own circumstance. He can't get out of his own way. He won't give me what I want in boxing. All I ever said, fine, you want the Jake Paul fight? Y'all niggas kept coming to me talking about, hey, man, you black, right? What does that mean? Let the brother get his money against Jake Paul. And then what did I say? I said, you know what? I don't trust this Jake Paul shit either. Y'all looking at the bread like y'all getting a piece of it. But I said, Jake Paul's a troll. They might have an agreement. But I said, 8 rounds or whatever, Jake Paul's going to try and get him like Logan tried to get Floyd. Yeah, and he's going to do to Jake like what Floyd almost did to Logan. Well, I don't want to take that. I don't want to take that into consideration. I'd rather Tank not be in there. I don't trust that. They want to put Tank on a poster. How would it look if Tank's on the floor crawling, hurt, and Jake Paul standing over him? That picture right there. That's what they wanted. Like how they spent years telling you, Deontay ain't shit, Deontay ain't shit, Deontay ain't shit. And the second Fury cheats him, they made a statue. Not of Fury holding his hands up, but Fury walking over Deontay Wilder. And fat-ass Ricky Hatton standing there with the British flag. Why don't y'all think that far? You know why? Your single mothers ain't trained you any better. Yeah, I said it. I hate my dad. I hate my dad. That's your mama fault. Don't get me started. I hate my dad. He left me because he couldn't deal with your mama. I hate my dad. I hate my dad. That's why you ain't got no education. You know how to twerk, though. You know how to paint your fingernails, right? You know how to do that. You're not gay. You just grew up around your mother and aunties. And in your aunties, you ain't got no uncles. I'm sorry. You got those fake uncles that go by auntie house all day, every day. Nigga don't work. He smoke Black and Miles all day. And for all you know, he probably been touching on you when you was a little boy. So you got a problem with men. So a man can't tell you nothing. It gets deep. It gets deep. You can't tell me that this kid is the best thing since sliced bread as a boxer when he got at least, I got to put this shit up for you. The only person he fought on this list, he fought to a draw. Remember that. Remember that. And since I'm on this topic, Delano, Condo, my brother, salute. Delano, you left a stupid ass comment on my video about Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith. Let me address that real quick. You're a foolish mortal. You're a foolish mortal. This nigga left a comment talking about it says something to the effect of, what do I think about matter of fact, fuck that. Let's go to your comment. Let's go to that. Because it was the silliest thing you've ever said. Let's go to Delano's comment and read it. He says, well, Drew, you can take him out that list of Tank's opponents now. Tank would smoke this guy in two. My response was, Dalton beat Matias, not Tank. So we can remove Matias and replace him with Dalton now. See how that works? There's no escape. Everyone is working but Mellow Yellow. Tank is a pussycat. And that was my response. You guys reach so hard to try and defend this kid. Delano, I don't need your respect. I really don't. I really don't need your respect. But you guys throw shit at the wall hoping something will stick. Right now in your brain, you're looking for the loophole to defend Tank from this shit. It's out our hands. It's in the law's hands. But as far as that Dalton Smith-Matias thing, I said I'm glad that happened because Subriel Matias is a cheater. But that doesn't negate the fact that before that happened, Tank could have fought him too. Y'all had him in the ring beating Devin. And I said, all right, run it. Y'all, if you was around that long, Delano, Bill came to my chat. He came to my panel and said, we looking for Subriel Matias. And I ain't going to get into all of the circus that happened. But when rubber met the road, he pulled up on them on the Boxing Voice 2 and was like, let's run it. And they told him, we'll get back to you in 2 weeks. We'll get back to you in 2 weeks. Remember that? That was at the beginning of 2024. And remember I kept doing lives? This is the longest 2 weeks in the world. Oh, we'll fly you out to Arizona. You don't need to fly him out to Arizona. You can do it on Zoom meeting, phone calls, whatever. StreamYard, whatever. They never pushed for the fight. There goes that. But he was a live dog. And it's funny, Delano. I thought Puello beat him. Liam Pyro did beat him. You wasn't talking shit then. As a matter of fact, how about Liam Pyro versus Tank Davis? You ain't called for that. How about Puello versus Tank Davis? You ain't called for that. You waited for this motherfucker to get brutalized and stopped. So I can make the same list and remove Super L and put in any one of those 3 names. Tank ain't beating him. Pyro moved too much. And he's big like a welterweight. The same reason why at 140 he ain't fight Josh Taylor and fought Mario Barrios. The same thing. Here this nigga go. But Matias was a gimmick. No, Tank is a gimmick, young man. Tank is a gimmick. I knew Matias was food. You didn't. When he was mentioned in the same sentence with Devin, he was supposed to kill Devin. And I said, run it. That's what I said. I ain't say I ain't like that fight. He don't sell no seats. That's y'all conversation, not mine. I said, run it. And they ran away. They ran it, all right, away. They ain't want no smoke. He was a killer. So I said, well, killer versus killer. Why not fight Matias? Why Tank versus Matias? I like it. Tank ain't say nothing. You know why? Y'all niggas are, now watch this. Matias versus Tank. Why didn't it happen? Now watch him say, on top of him being a gimmick, because that's what he said right there, watch him say, oh, well, what has Matias done? But he was perfect for Devin. Oh, wait. Matias killed somebody in the ring. So why can't Tank kill the killer? That's not even a conversation because he don't sell enough. But he's Latino. Oh, I'm sorry, he don't qualify. He's black Latino. Delano, I'm not letting you move the goalposts any fucking where. I'm not letting you move the goalposts. And see, this is what Tank Davis fans do. I'm talking about this kid in trouble with the law, and now you want to bring it over to his career. Tank ain't doing shit but going to prison. Deal with that. Deal with that. And this is why I don't respect Tank fans. This is why. This is why. Deal with what's reality. He hasn't done anything in the ring. I ask any stupid ass Tank fans, because all of you niggas are stupid. All of you. All of you are stupid as fuck. And you're proving it this morning. Y'all niggas are dumb. Y'all are fucking stupid. Y'all can't stick to a topic for a dick. I got 15 faces there that he can't even conquer. He didn't even think about it. A majority of them had called him out his name. He has done nothing. And I left people off of there. He hasn't done it. So I left, and then y'all said, leave him alone, let me get his Jake Paul money. We did that. And he can't even get that right. And you don't want to talk about that, right, Delano? Leave him alone. He's black. Let him get his money. Y'all played a race card. Fine. So I'm black. I left him alone. Let him get his money. He fucked that up. What he did do, he got into a fight with a chick at a club. That wasn't even his girl when that happened. And you niggas want to come in here and talk to me about Gary Russell? Leave him out of that. I'll see Gary Russell in the news for beating on women. I don't see that. I see this kid. And his out of the ring antics is affecting his boxing career. And you don't want to talk about that. You want to try and talk about boxing here. Nigga, you're the problem. Delano, Prez, you niggas are the problem. K-Ho, Fanon, KQKC, Richie Valens, you niggas are the problem. You enable them into this shit. He don't listen to you niggas anyway. Because you can get on here and beg and plead and say, please, Tank, stop, slow down. He gonna say, fuck you. He gonna say, you sound soft. I seen him do it. You want to play the black card? You want to do this with me? Fine. You niggas are the problem with the black community. You yellow niggas. You run around here justifying this nigga's every fucking move. And look at him now. He got the U.S. fucking Marshals on his bumper. And I'm still on here saying, I don't want to see this kid go to prison. But you know something? Getting back to my original point, you know something? Prison might be the best thing for him right now. He need to go sit his ass down so he could think, so he can get the help that he needs. Because this ain't it. anybody that justifies this, there's something wrong with you. Delano, I don't give a fuck about what you're saying. You know why? You're not helping him. All you do is enable his bullshit in the ring and out the ring. 254 Dunson, salute. You're not helping him. Career-wise, I'm saying, yo, fight somebody. You got contemporaries. His response, fuck you, you sound soft. That's his response. That's his response. And y'all run with it. Whatever he says, y'all run with it. Y'all the problem. Y'all are the problem. Mike Tyson went to jail on some nonsense. He didn't do that shit. But at that time, jail was the best place for him because it took him off the street and he stayed out of trouble and he had time to think and reflect. He didn't have any problems in jail for two reasons. He aligned himself with the nation, and at least he was a heavyweight. So if anybody wanted to knuckle up with him, at least he could hold his own. They didn't have to jump him, and he's still human. He's still human. He went in there, and I know the prisoners knew who the fuck he was. I mean, we ain't fighting Mike. We finna poke Mike. Remember what the Lock said? When he mouthed off to Eve? They was like, yo, remember Jada said, yo, man, we might have to go poke Mike. They weren't trying to fight Mike. They were going to stab him. What's Tank going to do when he's in general population? All these niggas going to be like, yeah, that's that Tank Davis nigga. What is he, 5'5"? Beating on women? All right, we got this nigga. Fuck out of here. Do you think I want that for him? You niggas are pathetic. I've been saying this all this time. Do something with your career. Stay out of trouble in the street. And all y'all heard was hatred. Because you wanted him to do what he wants to do. Well, he did it. And now he got the U.S. Marshals on his ass. Y'all remember that old cartoon? If Woody had gone to the police, this would have never have happened. Well, here we are. If he had focused on his boxing career, win or lose, fight his contemporaries, I could have respected it. Win or lose, I could have respected it. Win or lose. At least he did it. At least he tried. Getting all of this trouble outside the ring, I'm like, oh, nah, bro, don't do that. After the last incident where his baby mama tried to get him killed when she called those white folk on him. I blew a gasket like, yo, nah, she tried to get that young man killed. Y'all remember that? I spoke up for Tank. Y'all niggas ain't hear that, though. The last place I want to see this young brother, is dead in jail. But he can't get out his own way. And y'all call me a fucking hater? And y'all sitting up here justifying this stupid shit? And you want to question if I'm black? Yo, fuck y'all. Real shit. Y'all are not my brothers. At all. The way y'all justified him dapping it up and hugging Ryan Garcia. And I got this stupid nigga from Baltimore to, well, the enemy of my enemy. What? You see, all you got to do is just wait. Let it play out. What are all y'all niggas doing? Joe Townsend, salute. Chase Bowser, salute. What y'all got to say now? And that's a rhetorical question because I don't care. But I bet you every last one of these niggas, it's the law's fault. It's Bill Haney's fault. It's the LDBC's fault. Y'all will never blame Tank because he's innocent. That's y'all thought process. Y'all ever had that one cousin that got away with everything? That one little cousin, he came to the house, he's breaking up shit. You're like, yo, leave little James alone. Leave him alone. He a baby. He's not a baby. He's fucking 10. Every time he got in trouble in school, it was the teacher's fault. It was never him. You know what happens to James when he gets older? He don't think he's wrong at anything, and he knows mama gonna bail him out. Yep. Todd French in that super chat, he said, plus he got a whole list that he amended 1,000,000 times. Yeah, he sure did. How many times was he supposed to be retired while calling people that defend him goofy? Exactly. 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 Delano, what's worse is you don't know shit about boxing and you have faith in a guy that hasn't done shit. When you've asked him to do shit, he's literally told you, fuck you to your face. He's literally said, I'm going to do what I want to do, and called you soft, called all of y'all soft. And he said, I'm not like other boxers. I'm going to get my money and get out of here. He literally said shit like that. He literally said shit like that. He's a fucking idiot. But let's get back to the newscast that somehow is our fault.
Investigators said just days prior, surveillance video shows Davis arrived to a gentleman's club where the victim was working.
Uh-oh. We getting to it.
The victim reported that Mr. Davis grabbed her by her back of her head, pulling her by her hair with one hand and by her throat with the other.
The victim only able to get away after he released her. Turns out this is not Davis's first run-in with the law involving domestic violence.
You heard that? Didn't I say his past is going to catch up to him? Didn't I say that?
In 2020, he
Oh, my God. See? 2020. Look. See? I told you.
was seen grabbing his then-girlfriend by the throat at a celebrity basketball game. In 2022, I was there as he bonded out of the Broward County Jail after being arrested for allegedly hitting an ex-girlfriend in the face. But most recently, in July of 2025, we were there as he bonded out.
This shit is embarrassing, man. And I want to be very clear. I'm not doing this to shame him, but you know what? He needs to be shamed. And I'm not trying to shame him. I'm just pointing saying, look, this is foul. Nigga, why you got your shirt over your head? We know it's you. Now I'm going to ask you a bigger question. Where's his leadership? Because he's grown at this point. Where was his leadership? Okay, he had leadership in the gym. But who was coaching him on how to be a man, bruh? Watch this. This is what you Baltimore niggas do? This is keeping it real, right? This is what y'all defending? All right, this dumb nigga sports prediction. Buster Nut Boxing, that dumb nigga. When I had him on my platform, yo, stop sounding like you from the trap, Jew. You ain't from the trap. I said, absolutely, I'm not from the fucking trap. Two-parent household, middle class. I don't rep the trap at all. I was raised in a household where being a thug was a bad thing. My oldest aunt knew Bumpy Johnson, the real Bumpy Johnson. And she said, Lord, Lawrence Fishburne ain't look like no Bumpy Johnson. I said, well, why they say? She said, no, he was called Bumpy because he had bad acne. And we didn't have access to like medicine like that. He was called Bumpy because he had bad acne. I was raised that being a thug was a bad thing. Hoodlum was the movie I'm talking about. Movie about Bumpy Johnson. Starring Lawrence Fishburne. Being a thug is nothing to celebrate. Dummy. Did I look the part? More than likely, yeah. I had long dreads. I wore baggy Boss jeans, cross colors. Hung out on the corner and everything. But when the street niggas that I did knew got to doing street shit, I was like, yo, all right, I'll see y'all later. I went home. Delano says, you guys glorify tug life, not me. First of all, I don't know who you guys are. Second of all, I don't know what tug life is, but that sounds gay to me.
What are you, a homo?
What the fuck is tug life? Please, they need to do spell check on here or something. Or have an edit. Nigga said tug life. And I don't know who you guys are. I don't glorify thug life at all. Thug life is why Tupac didn't make it to 30. But them bitches loved him, didn't he? They enabled that bullshit, didn't he? Right? Snoop, what up, Snoop? What we doing here? This picture right here is embarrassing. Millions of dollars in the bank. Y'all told me that this guy's the face of boxing. I've never seen Canelo Alvarez doing a perp walk. Canelo got deeper pockets than this kid. Canelo has had a run-in with the law, though, and he is a cheater, but he had a run-in with the law. You got to look for it. I found it. I may have spoken on it. If you don't know, I'm not going to do the work for you. Look it up. He had a run-in with the law with another boxer. But he ain't never do no perp walk that I know about. Let me ask you Tank fans a question. Why can't you find a mugshot of Sergey Kovalev or Ryan Garcia? And Ryan Garcia's been arrested at least twice. Why can't you find mugshots of them? Why can't you find a mugshot of Oscar De La Hoya? You got 3 of Tank that I know about. You got 1 of Shakur. Ain't that right? Delano's, are you fucking serious, bro? Who's we? How can we squash this? You and Tank, Drew. What are you asking me, bro? What are you asking me? You talking about squashing it like it's a war? It's no war. I just want this motherfucker to do what he says he's gonna do. Box. And fight his contemporaries. That's all I ever asked. And stop putting his hands on women. And choose better. And stop cussing out the people that love you unconditionally. Is that hard? What do you mean squash it? I didn't do shit. He's doing it. How the fuck am I the problem? You see what I mean? I'm pointing out the discrepancies in his behavior, and he's asking me, what can we do to squash it? I ain't do shit. I'm pointing out what he's done. Which goes back to the question that I always ask about this kid. Stop me when I'm lying on this kid. Y'all get mad at me for telling you what he's done. Yeah, one nigga coming in saying I'm lying in the U.S. Marshals. I'm showing you the goddamn report. And I'm saying, look at this shit. Here this fool go again. And this dude's asking me, what can we do to squash this? I'm never going to stop talking about it. Y'all question my blackness. When I talk about this kid, I'm supposed to ignore what he does? Delano, every nigga in prison is not Nelson Mandela. Some niggas need to be there. And it turns out he's one of them. And I'm not saying he need to be there for as long as Nelson, but he need to go sit down. Mike Tyson went to jail on some bullshit. But after a while, he felt he was untouchable. Get into a fight in the street, it's whatever. Get into a car accident, it's whatever. The shit that didn't make the news, some of the shit I saw, him acting out in front of clubs and shit, drug dealers saying, as soon as Mike come over here, we popping him. That was happening. All of that, and then that shit where I think the shorty lied. He got pinched for. And I said, you know what? At that time, jail may have been the best place for him because he's not at risk. Jail saved him from himself. What's the purpose of jail? To reform and rehabilitate. And he ain't been back, right? Right. I'm tired of telling y'all niggas, I don't want what's bad for him. Y'all don't care anyway. Y'all are so focused on his number one contemporary was Devin Haney. Y'all so focused on him, and Devin is focused on his career. A little bit of his personal life leaked out and y'all tried to run with it, but he handled it like a boss. He ain't go back and forth with this bitch. He ain't put his hands on her. He handled her by way of a lawyer. He lawyered up and said, this is what it's gonna be. And we don't even know what's going on. I know she ain't talking. There it is. Handled it like a boss. Y'all don't even know how to do that. Because y'all still calling it, oh, snitching, snitching, snitching. The white folks call it neighborhood watch. And I don't want no drug dealers in my neighborhood around myself and my family. Fuck that. Get out my neighborhood. But y'all celebrate that shit. The nigga that does a 20-year bid comes home and he's sagging his pants. And he's wearing socks with slippers. That's jail fashion. I hope you know that. Y'all remember that summer when kids was walking around with outside with sandals on with the socks? They did that in prison, and it just fell through the cracks because us in the black community, we celebrate ignorance. But the scholar, the kid that's gone to college and speaks proper English and trying to pursue his doctorate, y'all call him corny. Y'all say he acting white. Nope, that's why he left the hood and he ain't coming back. Fuck y'all. He ain't gonna come back with his car that he paid for, dressed nice, for him to go visit his mama and come out, his car's all keyed up, sitting on cinder blocks, talking about he's sold out. No, he came from the same hood as you and he had the same opportunities as you. You had the same opportunities as he had. He just went to school. Y'all cut school. Y'all was having unprotected sex and making babies and catching STDs and rotating it within the 5-mile radius. He kept his dick in his pants. And if he did fuck, he wore a condom. Y'all grown-ass men sound like these modern women out here. Every man is a narcissist. You have a child out of wedlock because some man tricked you. But for the smartest species, the black woman on this planet, y'all make a lot of stupid ass decisions. Y'all so smart. Y'all let Pookie fool you? No, call it what it is. Pookie made you hot. Pookie dunk a basketball. Pookie scares every other man on the block, and you're attracted to power. Never mind Pookie lived with his mama, ain't got no job. Never mind Pookie got several kids. You gonna change Pookie. But when Pookie treats you like his other baby mamas, all of a sudden it's Pookie's fault. No, bitch, it's you. Now bring it back to Tank. Delano's asking me, how can we squash it? I need Tank to grow up. I've been saying this. St. Louis mixing that super chat. He says, translation, Drew, how can we convince you to stop holding Tank accountable and love him like Tank and Maniacs do and make excuses for all of his nonsense? Well, that'll never happen because I don't co-sign ignorance. I don't. Yeah, Delano, what I understand is Tank's dad ain't dead, but he's dead silent. I don't see no one throwing mics in his face. What do you think about your son now? But if this was Devin doing a perp walk, everybody be in Bill's face, right? Right.
Out of a Miami-Dade County jail after allegedly striking the mother of his child in the back of the head. Now it's U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force assisting the Miami Gardens Police Department as they work to arrest Davis on new charges.
You heard that? U.S. Marshals are assisting, looking to make the arrest. Hey, Prez. Okay, does that answer your question? This was yesterday. I told you, do the research. I first read about this on ESPN. I said, this can't be right. and had to cross-reference it because you know who put it out? Mike Cappinger. His name is Coppinger, but we call him Cap because he'd be lying. So I started doing more research, and it turned out to be true. I said, damn. I didn't say, yay! I didn't say, good, fuck that nigga. I didn't say none of that. I said, damn, man. That's my response to this. Damn. Why? Little nigga, why? Why do you keep doing this to yourself? Why? But I'm a hater though, right? All right, fine, man, fine. I'll be a hater.
And at last check, Davis still has not been arrested. He is still not in custody. That said, I have reached out to the attorney representing him to find out if they are aware of this arrest warrant and if he will turn himself in. As soon as we get more details on that, we'll be sure to let you know. For now in Miami Gardens, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Turning now to an
But I know. It's all my fault. It's the LDBC's fault. It's Bill Haney's fault because we're on his payroll. It's Drew Titan and BFTB and 78 and Black Fight Fan and CC and Stormy. It's Champ Side's fault. And to get your therapy, you're going to go to K-Ho. You're going to go to Ego. You're going to go to Fanon. You're going to go to Richie Valens. What's this nigger's name? This motherfucker Southpaw TV praying that Devin died. Remember that? You're going to go to his channel. You're going to do all of this shit. You guys are going to start being monkeys and, you know, have singing Kumbaya with all these dudes that don't hate you. I told y'all I got to back off these fighters because the fighters are off code. The fighters are off code. It's going to be everyone else's fault. It's our fault for talk. Am I on here grandstanding and laughing and making jokes? Nah, this is terrible. I've been on record saying what I don't want for this little nigga, and he just can't get out his own way. How much am I supposed to, man? You know what? I officially say, fuck this nigga until he get well. Because someone that finds out that I'm a boxing channel and just out in the street and be like, oh, you watch boxing? Yeah. What do you think about Tank? Because automatically they think a black boxing supporter is going to support this motherfucker's ignorance. There was dudes out there really defending Mike Tyson whenever he got made the news doing something stupid. The only thing that I said about Mike was, I don't think he raped that girl, man. And when he got hit, when they banged that gavel, and he lost, what, 4 years of his career? That's a long time. What's Tank gonna do? Y'all thinking nothing's gonna happen. But what happens when this goes to trial? If it goes to trial, and they be like, yo, look, you violated your probation, you're in trouble again for assault, you got a problem with your hands, you know something? Done. I'm giving you 4 to 6. Then what, man? His career is over. He get hit with 4 to 6. Y'all thinking it's gonna be again? Oh, he gonna get about 9 months, and he gonna come out. Utah in the building. Mark, what up? He gonna get 9 months. He gonna do half of that and come out with that afro. You remember when Ego released the pictures of him coming out of jail, and then the next day, oh, this is how his hair looks. I knew then there was something wrong with that guy. I said, why is he posting about this dude's hair? Well, maybe, okay. Nah, Delano, fuck that. This nigga saying, I can't respect Devin and Tank. Devin and Tank ain't the same. You just said in your comment earlier about Tank lacking a father. So there it is right there. And Tank don't even respect the people around him. He don't respect you. Now, if his father don't have a criminal record, isn't he not disrespecting his father's name? He don't even respect his name. And he's cut from the cloth of Floyd Mayweather. Floyd loves his father, but he don't respect him. Arguing on international TV on HBO for the white folk to see. You can't put personal shit aside for 2 seconds. talking to your daddy like that? I respect DHP. I don't respect what Tank is doing. His OGs ain't teaching to do this. You think Dirk taught him to do this? You think Kenny and Cal taught him to do this? They did the best they can. Tank is an adult. Why don't you tell Tank to take accountability? Why are you asking me? What the fuck do I think? You could look past all of this, all the women beating and all this shit. Not even Prez did that. He said, I'm not fucking with Tank. You're a woman beater. And now the U.S. Marshals are on his ass for this. Why do you care whether I respect him? Do you respect him? You respect this? Him and Devin are not the same. Devin probably in the gym right now. Devin trying to get a fight. Devin is so hot in these streets that anytime somebody has a win, they got them in the ring with Devin. All of a sudden, Dalton and Devin will be a good fight. I'm like, no, it won't. Devin will fuck him up, but you know what? Run it. Jack Catterall. Jack Catterall, this is mandatory. Okay. If Devin fights Jack Catterall to mandatory and whoops his ass, which I think will happen, what are y'all going to say? Oh, the only person he beat was Josh Taylor. I mean, who's Jack Catterall? Jack Catterall's nice with it. I just think Devin is better. Why Devin got to fight his mandatories and everybody else gets to run around in mandatories? Why? The rules don't apply. Delano, I don't even respect this motherfucker's boxing career. I've lost respect for it. Because as an active fighter, he has space and opportunity to rectify everything. Now he might be going to prison. I can't even respect his boxing career. What is wrong with you? You know what? I'm done asking this rhetorical question. I ain't gonna beat a dead horse. Tank, turn your dumb ass in before they shoot you, man. I don't care how yellow you are. You're black, dummy. And now these dudes that don't even make a quarter of what you have in a bank account, these white folks finna come get you. Gay! You guys are ridiculous, man. Newsflash, I think they just caught Tank. They just sent me some video.
Can I ask you what's going on? 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 Can I ask you what's going on?
Now I'm trolling. Delano, you still respect Tank? Well, I don't understand you guys, man. I don't understand you guys at all, man. I don't. Yeah, Jay Hancock. Yeah, Max 7 will hide that nigga in the basement. He'll definitely hide him in the basement. Don't worry, Tank. You had to hide in my basement.
No! மடப்பட பேசிக்கிட்டு இருக்கும்போது மைக்க கொண்டாந்து வாய்க்குள்ள வரையடா. மூச்சு முடி செத்து போனா என்ன?
Talking to Miguel about Tank. It's about all the jokes I'm telling, but you know, whatever, man. I'm done with this shit. Tank, turn yourself in before they pop a cap in your ass. It's ridiculous. And this actually spills into my conversation I'm gonna have tomorrow about just the whole state of these fighters not surrounding themselves with the proper people. But you know, it is what it is. I think the general's on, man. Let's head over there. And I mean this when I say this. Y'all go ahead and pray for Tank. I'm dead serious. I'm not even playing. Pray for this, because listen. This kid is weak mentally. This kid is weak mentally. And just do the math on what I'm saying. I don't want to say it on here. This kid is weak mentally. I want this kid to get some help. And it'll be the worst thing in the world if someone blicks him off in the street saying he resisted arrest. Go turn yourself in, man. Face the music. Sit down and get some help. This is ridiculous. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.